I want to now bring in Barry McCaffrey, a retired four-star general and MSNBC military analyst. Thank you so much for being here.
Good to be with you, Mish.
Thank you. The main divide between Israel and Hamas in these recent talks has been whether the IDF pulls out of Gaza permanently or for just a period of time. Israel insists they're not stopping until Hamas is totally destroyed. Do you believe those two sides can bridge that gap?
Well, we better be hopeful they can. Gaza has been devastated. There have been massive civilian casualties. The IDF alleges, I think correctly, they've just probably killed half the Hamas fighters, maybe 14,000. But Israel also has suffered significant casualties, well over 4,000 killed and wounded. Never mind, they're now starting to find equipment failures and reservists failing to report for duty. And so it's a desperate struggle. But there is no political settlement yet on the horizon that says, here's who will govern Gaza. Hamas is the only alternative. Nor is it likely that Israel would ever agree to completely withdraw from Gaza without somebody in place maintaining law and order. So I'm cautiously optimistic, but don't understand where the political solution is.
Yeah, it's a big question of where that solution is. And we were showing those devastating pictures of people just trying to sort of make sense of the devastation there. And we've seen on the ground, our team at NBC News, ordinary Palestinians openly criticizing Hamas in public. We often see Israelis demonstrating against their government almost every day often, but it's rare to see that in Gaza. So I wonder, is Hamas really responsive to the pressure from ordinary, everyday Palestinians who are bearing the brunt of this war? And could that pressure lead to people publicly turning even more on Hamas?
Well, I think you make an important point. Look, at the end of the day, the suffering of the Palestinian civilian population, the destruction of the infrastructure, perhaps 60% of the buildings in Gaza have been damaged or destroyed, has been intense. And they're obviously trying to get out from under that attack. We shouldn't misunderstand, though, from Israel's perspective, the overwhelming majority of the population wants Hamas destroyed. The families of the hostages are putting intense pressure, as they should, and are understandably on Netanyahu. But at the end of the day, the Israelis will never forget for 100 years the demented, cruel attack of 7 October with the death and mutilation and torture and abduction of hundreds of Israeli civilians. So it's tough to see where all this goes. Hamas is under major military pressure. That's the good news. Perhaps it'll nudge them toward release of the hostages. And the Israeli generals want out of this war. They're worried about Hezbollah, 100,000 fighters, well over 100,000 rockets. That will be a fight for Israelis' existence. So nobody wants a war to widen. Biden administration, Secretary Blinken has been extremely effective trying to tamp down escalation of the conflict.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good way to break down sort of the multi-front wars that Israel is looking at right now. And while I have you, I want to turn to Iran, if that's okay. There are voters there are voting for a new president today. They'll choose between a hardliner or a man considered to be a more moderate reformer. Does the outcome change anything about how the U.S. and Israel approaches Iran?
Well, I don't think it's good news. Very low voter turnout. The Iranian population, by and large, wants a connection with Europe, with the global economy, with freedom, with the release of women from the incredible despotism that they're under from the Iranian government. Having said that, you know, it seems to me unlikely that anyone can confront the Iranian leadership, theological leadership, who are dedicated publicly to eliminating Israel as a force. So it's not good news. I also think the Iranians have made up their mind to go nuclear. They're probably, 6 months from possessing multiple nuclear weapons. Fissile material is there. They're also still supporting all these terrorist organizations, Hamas, Hezbollah, the Houthis, closing off a lot of the commercial activity in the Red Sea. So it's not a good news. But Iran does not want a war with Israel. If they do, they would risk suffering an economic catastrophe and military defeat.
Yeah. And as we talk about elections abroad, there's, of course, the UK, which has a new leader for the first time in 14 years. The Labour Party is in charge. What are you watching for there?
Well, it's certainly democracy in action. You know, after 14 unsuccessful years, rampant inflation, Brexit hasn't worked out. The Brits are sick of the government. So this new prime minister hopefully will be able to cobble together something. One way or the other, the Brits have been solid on support for NATO and support for Ukraine. That won't change. So the NATO summit coming up this next week in Washington, D.C., vitally important, bringing together the 32 NATO nations. We'll have to see what the communique says, but I think you're going to see reinforced support for Ukraine. And the Biden administration has set this up to try and get beyond Trump's threat to the very center of American deterrence, NATO deterrence in Europe. So it's a big week coming up for President Biden, for Secretary Austin and Secretary Blinken.
Yeah, a big day for Biden, a big week next week, a lot for Biden to handle. Thank you so much, General McCaffrey.
Hey there, MSNBC fans. I'm Luke Russert, and be sure to join me, Rachel Maddow, Jen Psaki, Lawrence O'Donnell, Steve Kornacki, Joy Reid, and many more September 7th in Brooklyn, MSNBC Live Democracy 2024. Click on the link for ticket information. We will see you there.